Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor, for convening us today. We stand here as the legislative brothers and sisters of Representative Paris. And we stand here having our own individual relationships with him. He is one of the most well-respected members of either chamber. And though we do not have all of our colleagues here today, and I would include our Republican colleagues in that, many of our Republican colleagues are standing with us, as well as the rest of our Democratic caucus. You know, I have known Corey now for nearly a decade myself. He is one of the most honorable people that I have ever met in my life, and we are certainly lucky to have him elected in Connecticut. He is an empathetic leader. He embodies integrity. He is a leader who fights for his constituents, who fights for the people who live in his district. And what he did when he posted that post about the fact that ICE was in Stamford, he was acknowledging the fact that people are terrified of being disappeared from our streets, as they have been across the country each and every day since this administration took office. You know, some people may not believe that everyone is entitled to that protection and that due process, but it is in the Constitution, and in the Constitution it says all persons. It does not say all citizens, it says all persons. And that was his thought when he put out what honestly was a very generic post about caring for your neighbors and keeping an eye out and being vigilant. And there are, even as there is a misunderstanding of the word dox, there appears to be a misunderstanding of the word vigilant, in which we are meant to be watchful, as we are meant to care for one another in that watchfulness. And he is a man of great faith, so I know that there are many passages in which he would say that we are meant to be one another's caregivers and caretakers and keepers. You know, if you had replaced the word ICE in that post with Hurricane Elena, it wouldn't have even drawn attention, right? We had other colleagues who are standing with us and not standing with us who made even stronger statements against ICE this week. But do not forget that he serves as a black man in this country. And that is a different way to serve than many of us who stand here today, including myself. They very specifically in that tweet put a photo of him next to what he said. It has been retweeted 90,000 times. It has been seen hundreds of thousands of times. And not only did ICE retweet it and say charge him, they specifically tagged the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is supposed to be blind. It's supposed to be for all of us. It is supposed to be equal. And that is not what we are seeing each and every day. And that is certainly not what we know our Representative Paris to be. He is one of the most noble servants we have, but it is exactly this kind of behavior and these kind of threats that drive noble people out of this profession, as many of us are trying to bring back the integrity that this profession deserves and that the people who elect us deserve. Truthfully, we should not be at a press conference today defending our colleague, but this administration has targeted this state legislature who did no wrong, as Senator Blumenthal said, who broke no laws, and he stands up for the people who voted for him, the people who did not vote for him, and the people who are not yet able to vote for him. We know when we are elected that we'll be criticized, but our name on a ballot does not mean that you have the right to threaten us, to threaten our families, to threaten family members in other states the way that Representative Paris has experienced. And I will just say, because I'm one of the few people that heard the most disgusting phone call I will ever hear in my entire life. Some of you got to hear a clip on WFSB, and honestly, I wish they hadn't bleeped it out, because you would have understood the way in which the words were spoken, the disgust that this person had for Representative Paris and his representation, and frankly, the vile way in which he not only spoke about Representative Paris, but about the person who answered the phone, and thinking that it might have been his aide. We have decided as a state that we're going to protect immigrants. And I want to be clear in my final thoughts that when you come for one of us, you come for all of us, every single person that's standing up here. And if you think we aren't prepared, and if you think we don't have a plan, you are sorely mistaken. So the federal government can choose to do what they want to do, but we, me and mine, we will be standing for the people of Connecticut, regardless of their immigration status, regardless of their race, their religion, their creed, because that is what we've been elected to do, and we will do it.